Tory MPs have backed the arrest of anti-monarchy protesters ahead of the coronation on Saturday with an urgent question on the issue tabled in the Commons. Tory MPs have questioned why the police have taken so long to finally crack down on protesters trying to ruin events and cause chaos in London. It comes ahead of an urgent question in Parliament today where Conservative MPs backed the tactics used by Metropolitan Police officers in clearing the streets of Members of the influential right-wing Common Sense group of Conservative MPs have come out in support of the police's handling of the protesters, even though the police themselves have expressed regret at the arrests. The chairman of the Common Sense Group, Sir John Hayes, warned that the protesters presented a small minority who were determined to spoil a day of national unity. Sir John said, "These protesters represented a small minority of people who failed to understand the majesty and joy of the coronation and were determined to spoil it for the rest of us. The fact they were stopped from doing so is a tribute to proper policing and the prevailing common sense. This was a time for togetherness and gentle celebration, not a time for narcissistic delinquency and hooliganism." The urgent question has been tabled by SNP MP Joanna Cherry, who is also a lawyer by profession. It comes after 6 anti-monarchy protesters were arrested. The government had brought forward legislation to allow the police to take a tougher stance against protests in a bid to protect the coronation with the eyes of the world watching. This followed a series of climate change protests bringing infrastructure including roads and rail to a halt, as well as vandalizing artwork and buildings under the banner of Extinction Rebellion, Just Stop Oil